So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So yeah, this is going to be my Grand Voyage buggy playthrough. We're going from level 2 to level 5. And this is going to be the level 2 team. This is basically the level 3 team. I just use it against level 2 as well, just to get the clear. So you can have something to compare with when we get to level 3. But yeah, most teams use Brook as captain, but for level 2 you can definitely just use Boa. It makes no difference really. Swap them around if you have Boa but not Brook. Basically in all teams we're going to have 5 of the same units. We're going to have the Brook and Boa. Brook is always one of the captains. Against the lower levels I'm using Boa. Against the higher levels I'm putting her as a sub instead. We're always going to have Sub and Ace on the team. We're always going to have Robin on the team. And we're always going to have the Kishinari recruit Komurasaki on the team. The only replaceable one of these right now is the Komurasaki. You can use something like Witri Kusan, and like if you have a very high invested Kusan, he's probably more damage, but like Kom is a bit easier to max, like you can feed quick wanted posters for example, and get her to level 150, that's what I did. Kusan is a bit harder, you don't really want to feed anything to him. But yeah, doing a quick playthrough, so you got something to compare with later. If you wonder why we're stalling, we're trying to get Boa's captain ability ready. Or super tight special items, she'll say. You have to wait 7 turns for it to proc, so that's what we've done. And now we can get into the main show. And basically all the teams here have the same idea. We have 3 different units that will give us color affinity 3 different turns. Apart from that, we have specials that give 3 turns of color or boost in Sub and Ace. We have a special that does 3 turns of attack boost, in this case the rare recruit Iwanko. And we have different chain specials. First turn will rely on Brook's chain special, and then turn 2 and 3 will rely on Boa's chain special. And if you don't know, if you haven't really looked at Buggy yet, he's one of the most absurd content ever done. He revives 3 times, it's insane actually. And not only that, you continuously take a lot of damage, and finally he does a big death hit. So yeah, definitely one of the most stupid content ever made. And one thing you notice here against level 2 is that I do too much damage. You're not allowed to kill any of the backbenchers here. You can only damage Buggy. So, yeah. And this shows how much I overkill. The team I'm using is not enough damage against level 3. But against level 2, super easy kill. And I must say that I'm a big fan of Grand Voyage so far. We got the easier level 1, 2, 3 that there are options for usually. And then level 4 and 5 that usually require pretty specific teams right now. Might change in the future. And some Grand Voyage are a bit different, like Alwida has a lot of options. I know there's at least 2 teams against Luffy, not using the intended team. So yeah, there's differences. But I say that Buggy is poorly designed, because the gap between level 2 and 3 is absurd. Like Buggy here is like 100 million HP I think, and the other level 3 is over 300 million. It's insane. Like he's way too close to level 4. Like in reality right now, level 3, 4 and 5 basically use the same teams, just different levels of investment needed. And that's just wrong, really. That should not be how it works. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to get our kill here. Buggy gets a little less HP every time he revives. That's really helpful if you want to use V3 Kusan, because he has a lower color affinity boost, but if you use him last, like you don't need to do as much damage. And here's the death hit I was talking about. Yeah, we take that hit with Brook's captain ability. This is how you're supposed to beat the content. Brook's captain ability is supposed to proc there. One thing I didn't talk about that is pretty important in all of these missions is when you use Brook's Superclass special. You're meant to use it turn 2, but not using it turn 1 means you lose a lot of damage. We're level 3 now with the same team, and now we're going to use... You're going to see 2 variants. In this first one, I play as intended. I do not use Brook's Superclass Special turn 1. And then you see how it looks when I use it turn 1 and how it works in the following turns. But yeah, basically now, without using Superclass, I still need to do a lot of damage. I said it's like over 300 million damage, it's insane. And we don't have any conditional boosts. Like the only unit available for conditional boost here is Time Skip Luffy with level 150. And obviously most people don't have that yet. So I tried to replace with Ivanko, who does basically the same thing. 3 turns attack boost, but no death down conditional, so a lot worse in reality. So yeah, let's see how much damage we can muster up here. So no Superclass Special, just Boa's Super type. And yeah, as you see, this is big difference. Like, it's so big that maybe not even max investment will be able to kill. Like, it might be close, but like it might not look like a lot of HP, but that's a lot of HP. And yeah, this is the second variant, same team, but now I use the Superclass Special turn 1. And now we do get enough damage to kill, but this has repercussions later. Basically, we can't extend Robin's damage reduction anymore, so we'll proc Brook's Captain ability too soon, and then we'll die to Buggy's Defeat. That's fine though, because there are workarounds. We can use resilience sockets, we'll talk more about that later. But basically, that doesn't matter unless we can do enough damage turn 2 and 3. And yeah, we're going to be using Robin here for color affinity, Boa for chain lock and base stats. Remember that Boa's chain and base stats is lower than Brook's. We don't need to do as much damage because Buggy doesn't heal us full HP. But the question still remains, can we do enough damage? And sadly not. I can definitely get that damage in the future. If I can, I'll probably re-upload this team with a full playthrough. Might take a while since, yeah, resilience sockets. But anyway, let's go to level 4. And this is a complete level 4 playthrough. I play as Bandai wants. I got myself my Time Skip Luffy friend captain. Shout outs to 6plus on YouTube. I'll link his channel below. He's been a huge help, not just with Time Skip Luffy here, but he's been borrowing his Sengoku as well, and he'll probably borrow other stuff in the future too. Also shout outs to Nitro Sage for helping me with some testing. And shoutouts to everybody who has worked on this team. Like, we're talking all the JP team builds who posted Twitter videos. We're talking the Pirate Alliance Discord server. Like, there's a lot of people like Smart, like Akainu. Like, you know who you were. Game has also been a good help. But yeah, in the end, this team is pretty straightforward. It's basically the same as the other teams. It's just that instead of Ivanko, we have Time Skip Luffy with a 5 times captain ability and gives death down conditional as well as attack boost. So as you see here, it makes a big difference in damage. And this is level 4, so even more higher HP than level 3. We do over 400 million damage. And yeah, honestly, this team was so easy for me, so this was an easy first try against level 4. So you get the idea of how the team is supposed to work. The same exact team is supposed to beat level 5, but as you'll see when we get here, it's not as simple as that. We use Robin turn 2. Robin is in the middle with Croc support, because there is also extra debuffs here. Brook needs a support to remove the spear, Subway Ace needs 2, and Robin needs to remove some extra special bind, which she can do with Croc support. So we use Robin and Boa here. So we basically use the same specials per turn as before. We use Brook's Superclass Special stage 2, turn 2. This means that we carry over the damage reduction to next turn, and we can save Brook's Captain ability for the defeat from Buggy. So I'm not sure if you've seen all my units, but they are pretty heavily invested. Like, Brook is pretty low. Boa is at least level 130. Not Limerick expanded though. I Limerick expanded Subway and Ace just for this Buggy. But like, they are a good unit in general, so I didn't mind. They also fed them some Wonder posters, which I've only I decided to only do that with limited units, but technically they are a limited unit, so I was fine with giving them some extra stats that way. And yeah, Como level 150, Robin level 150. Nothing weirder. And yeah, and now Buggy revives with no HP. And easy kill. So that's level 4, full playthrough. Let's see how it works against level 5. Here you see the stats again. Pretty high invested, if I may say so myself. Could be higher, but it still feels like most people won't have higher investments than that, realistically. So yeah, let's see a full playthrough from the beginning, because now there's a bit of a time aspect here. We can only stall 1 turn before final stage. In this variant of the team where I want to maximize damage, I have a stat support on Boa. If you opt for my second variant, you'll want to use Mr. Tree support instead. We'll get to that after we're done with this variant. But basically, the turn you stall, you want to do on turn stage 4. There's really no possibility to beat turn 4 in 1 turn, or stage 4. Stage 4 in 1 turn. So you have to kill stage 3 in 1 turn, and this is the main RNG. Like if you have Mr. Tree support on Boa, it's a lot less RNG. But at least with my investment, stage 4 is not RNG. As you see here, Como gets a bad orb, but she's still able to kill the upper right goon. I do some manual swapping here, but Como's attack animation is so slow, so it's super free. And then I save the Robin and Boa to take out Moji there in the middle. And this guy does like no damage. You don't want to leave the cannon guys alive though, they do significantly more damage. But yeah, we're at the final stage. And yeah, the mechanics are exactly the same here as against level 4, so there's going to be no surprises. The question is just, can I make the intended team work? Remember, we're not using Brook's Superclass special turn 1. We're going to use it turn 2 to extend Robin's damage reduction. So let's see how that works out damage-wise, because you lose a lot of damage by not using Brook's Superclass special. So yeah, we've gotten used to seeing this now. If you don't have Koala support, by the way, the White Bear support also works. And yeah, Luffy, attack boost, death down conditional. And yeah, let's see how much damage I can do here. And yeah, the turn order is a bit important here. You want to hit in order of highest damage outputs. So the hard hitters hit in the back. But as you see, not enough damage. And if you looked at my investments, I have pretty high investments. They are not low. So yeah, I can definitely reach that in the future, but I'm not going to limit break expand Boa. I could limit break expand Brook, but I need to chill a bit with limit break expansions. So instead, we're going with resilience stats. As you see, if you have level 20 resilience sockets, it occasionally prevents defeat. We think this is a 20% chance of avoiding defeat. So basically, I have to do a full playthrough like before. The only difference is that on turn 1, I use Brook's Superclass special. But you remember the issue here, we can't extend Robin's damage reduction anymore. We'll do easily enough damage. But yeah, we still have the problem with the damage reduction. So basically this means that on turn 3, Brook's captain ability will proc to Moji and Kabaji attacking me. So after that, Buggy will do his death hit and explode. And the only way to beat with this team is for the resilience sockets to proc them. So you basically have to play through all of that for a 5% chance of getting the resilience socket proc. Because honestly, once you get through the turn 1, like it's super free, like I say this, like with my investments, this team is free. There's some RNG stage 3. The rest is 0 RNG. It's super consistent. It's just about playing through the content over and over and over and over until you get that 5% chance resilient socket. So you might ask, why did I do that? And well, it's always cool to be the first one to do something. And yeah, there might be other people out there who'll be able to do this in the future. So now you know that this is an option. This requires a lot less investments, but probably still pretty high investments. And yeah, as you see now, we're going to proc Brook's Captain ability when the goons attack me. So yeah, now just need to pray for the resilient sockets. And yeah, I've seen this screen a lot, 0 HP left. But yeah, let's fast forward to try number 19. This is my 19th attempt. I spent several hours doing this. 6+ was very nice to reset his timescape Luffy for me. And yeah, I was in disbelief when this happened. 1 HP left. Resilient sockets worked. Get in there, do the 1 tap, defeat level 5 Buggy. So yeah, I should have just waited until I had higher stats from dupes, but yeah, it's fun to do challenges like this from time to time. And now there's a level 5 Buggy clear on YouTube as well. So yeah, let's see my rewards and standings. I've done every level 5 up until Buggy. I'll start working on Luffy next week, but I know there's already 2 good teams for him. We'll see if I can do anything new. I know nothing about Luffy, so... But yeah. Whew, that was super fun. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.